This conference will now be recorded.
So we are discussing about array yesterday.
Hi sir, good morning.
Good morning. Okay. So what is array? Array is a collection of similar elements. Collection of similar elements, right? And what is the syntax of declaring array? The data type, open and close square bracket, array name, right? An array element is placed in index in sequential order, right? So when you declare array, you will give the size of array. While declaring the array, you will give the size of the array, whether it's going to hold 5 elements or 10 elements. You just specify the size in terms of integer within the square bracket. So this is a format we use to declare the array. And while declaring array, you can also initialize with the values with this format. Next to open and close bracket, braces, you will give the values. It's integer, so I give within without quotes. If it is a string, we give within single quotes. So this is called static initialization, right? And you can also add dynamically values in this format. String, right? We are going to add like this. We will follow this. And we also seen how to declare an array of S object type. So again, object is a data type, right? So object name, open and close bracket, name of the array, and how many elements this array can hold? 3 elements. So 3 elements of what type? Account type. So every element should be of account type. So here we create account record without any value, right? We see an example of creating an account record without value. Then we add this variable of account type into the array by going with this format. So this A1 record is placed in index 0 of array accounts. The A2 is placed in index 1 of array accounts, right? So in that format, we initialized it. I mean, we move the element into the array. And this example, we have created account record with some value. So the same example, but with some value. Similar example with we repeated by declaring a variable and assign some value to the field, right? So then we add that respective element into the array. So every element takes the respective index. So we can get the element back. You can get the element by referring the index. So 0, then it gives you the first element. First element is nothing but an account record. So I can store it into an account record, right? And we know we have a size method to get size of the array. Size open and close bracket against array name. And I need to display the name of the first account record. So what we did, get the account record, then display it, right? Get the account record and display it by using dot notation. We know the account variable can be used, account against account variable, we can use dot notation and refer a field from the account object, account record, right? So that's how we display the name. So people have seen, did this
Ranjit,
example? Yeah.
can we use that memory location instead of that variable name, account name to display first element you shown the system.debug account name? Instead of that, we can refer occurrence number. 1, 0, 3, 4, like that?
No, we are referring field. We are referring field. That is right. What's the confusion here? We are referring the field from this variable. We have to go with this dot name.
Okay.
Okay. Maybe this can be in short way. You can return this instead of declaring moving into another variable and then go with dot notation. I can also directly do like this in one sentence. But me, so people can do like this. This is a short form of you save two statement here. You save the two statement here. I just because this referring on the account record with dot name, I can get a field from this account. So this way you can write it. So declare array to store the below records. Declare array to store the below records, right? So what is the list of, sorry, the concept need to be covered. Lead, open and close bracket, leads equal to new, right? So how many records you are going to store? 5 records. So that's what the first requirement. The second requirement, yeah, even here we need to store the below records, right? So what type of element I can store here? Lead record. So let's create the lead record first. Lead L1 equal to, okay. So we are going to with a different format here. We are already familiar with that format. With comma separated, I can also me either this format or either this format. Either way is fine, am I right? Like this, okay. Or else this format will save the lines of will save some lines, right? So test 3 warm CDS. Similarly, L4 test 4, pardon me, hard and BDC, and L5 okay. Then we are going to add here, right? So we're going to add this leads 0. So to this index, we're going to move one element, right? Similarly, leads 1, L2. It's your choice, right? So I can move any element to the index 2. I can move L4. It's your choice, right? It's not be sequentially. It's your choice. We add any element to anywhere. Even I can also repeat. The duplicate elements will allowed. But the thing is, how many elements you can add? You can only add 5 elements into the array. That's all. You can only add 5 elements into the array. People got this? So this way, you create the list of S objects and add elements into it. So this is called your initialize the list and add the elements. It's a kind of dynamic allocation, right? Dynamically you add element. It's a dynamically you add element. How to do it statically? A static initialization. So someone is unmuted. Okay, see the static initialization we have already seen. What is the static initialization format? Open and closed braces next to the square bracket, right? So this is how you do it for your static initialization for your primitive type. So this is how you did it. Okay, so how will you go with this format? When you know the data is already, if you know the data to be stored into the array, if you know the data already in your application to store into the array, then we can go with this static initialization format. If you don't have the data in place, then you declare the array first, then add element in this format. Okay, in case I have the data already, I have all the data already, then I'll go with the static initialization format. So how I'm going to do, see here. So approach 2, so this is our approach 1. So in approach 2, I have data already. Okay, I have data already, so I'm not going to repeat this. I have data already. So what I'm going to do, lead, open and close bracket, leads, the same format. What I'm going to do, L1 comma L2 comma L3 L5. Okay, so we're just adding the element here. So here we are adding string, but here every element is going to be of lead type, string. Got me? So L1 is a lead record. L1 is a lead record. People got this? If you like to follow the same sequence, then in the L2 position, we are passing L4. Got me? In L3, we are passing, okay, 1, 2, and 4, 3. People should not confuse here. We are just trying to replicate the same array. What order we inserted, the same order we're trying to follow here as well. But the learning here is how to initialize how to declare the list of S object with element into it. We already have the data in place. Then I can go with initialization, static initialization like this also. Either way is fine. Both are same. Both are is going to insert. Both are showing you the approach to insert element into the array. Okay, right. So I just would like to give you a difference. Two ways you can add element to this array. One by initialization, or else you add elements like this. Okay, right. How to get the first lead record? The first lead record takes the index 0, right? So leads 0. So where I can store this? I can store this in a lead variable. Okay, how to get the last lead record? Okay, last lead record. We know the size of the lead, so we can refer the index 4 here. Size is 5, so index 4 will give the last lead record, right? In case if you are not sure about the size, then you get the last element first. So it's going to return an integer. Okay, and then I'm going to get the last record. How we are going to get the last record? Leads. Your total size minus 1 is referring the last index value. Got me? So your last lead record. So from the, got me? This is how we'll get the last lead record. And how to get the a company name of the third lead record. So leads, third lead record takes a position of index of 2. Got me? So this returns true. So what I need now? I need a company name. So L3 dot company. So where I can store this? The company is a string value, right? Lead company. Company is a string value. Right. I hope people are good with this. People are good with this example. How to display the array from Apex to VF, from Apex in VF. Okay, so you are going to declare a whatever we have seen here running in anonymous window, whatever you are executing in anonymous window, that is actually your Apex class coding, right? So whatever you are doing in anonymous window, in your anonymous window, it's a part of your Apex class. Instead of you learning the things in your class directly, you write a class, and every time you go to a class and call a method, what we are trying to do, we are doing that piece of code, that part of the Apex code, by using anonymous window. So anonymous window is nothing but your Apex class only, right? It's Apex coding environment. People got this? So what I am going to do here, it is your Apex code, enter Apex code. That's a place, right? So all these are applicable to write within your Apex class, in your method or variable declaration. So this is nothing but your class. But instead of writing the class and do everything, and then we need to call the class, create the instance, that's how you need to test it. So in order to avoid, we are learning the Apex code by using anonymous window. We debug the Apex code by using anonymous window. Okay, right. So now the requirement is, we are going to replicate all these things in a class and display the array value in the Visualforce page. See, I have a I have a class here. So my requirement is, let's go with the primitive type first. Okay, this is my a list of string here. Okay, so this is my Apex class. Right, so student names or something, right? So where I'm going to have this, right? So this is actually static initialization. So this part we are going to have in a method or constructor. Okay, so I move it in a constructor. Why I'm going to put it in a constructor? The reason, whatever you do it inside, put in statement you have in your constructor, any logic or any statement, anything that will execute, that will be executed when the page is loaded. So this part of the code, the whatever you have, the constructor block is going to be the first block to be executed when the page is uploaded. Okay, my requirement is display the value when the page is loaded, display all these names when the page is loaded. So whenever the page is loaded, I need something to be happened, keep that code inside the constructor. I hope I'm clear to all of you, right? So whatever you like to display in your, display in your Visualforce page, then, then do that initialization, that variable initialization, everything inside the constructor, because this is the first block going to be executed when the page is loaded, right? Right. So this is my code. And now what you are going to display, how we are going to display the student name? This is a list of values. This is a collection of values. It's not just one variable. Suppose I have a variable integer here, integer I equal to 5 or something. How we are going to refer this variable? Before referring this variable in your Visualforce page, this variable should be a variable should have a public access modifier, and that should be a get set. So that's the rule we know. Only property can be referred. Okay. So here I need not declare again. So I equal to 5. Now I can refer this the variable integer I in your Visualforce page. How we are going to refer this here? We are going to refer this in your VF page. I, that's all. Okay, exclamatory and variable name. That's how we refer. So to refer the individual variable, I can use any type of output component. What is output component? I can use apex colon output text value equal to. People got this? I can go with this format. The formatted output. If you like to format your output, I can use page block section, page block, right? And like this, I can refer. So to refer the variable, it should be a getter setter. Similarly, what I would like to refer now, I would like to refer a student. Student is not just a single dimensional variable. It's a multi-dimensional. It means it's going to have collections of values. Okay. So whenever you deal with a collections of values, a group of values, then what are the elements I can use it in my Visualforce page? There are 4 components we have. Any of the component can be used to refer the collections of values, apex colon data table, apex colon page block table, apex colon data list, apex colon repeat. Any of these I can use. Any of these component I can use to refer the variables like array, a list of collections of account records, collections of integers. Okay, the page block table, data table, we already used it. We used it for a standard list controller, right? Record set var attribute variable we used. So this is just a table components, all of this. So any of this component I can use. So I'm going to use data list, but you can try any of the components. I'm going to use data list because I'm going to display in the form of bulleted item. I would like to display all these names. So what I'm going to do, apex data list. So we have 2 attributes here, right? Main attributes. One is a value, another is a var. People got this? So value, we're going to refer the students, and here we're going to give some variable name, and what will happen? Okay, how it will display? It goes. It's a looping component. Am I right? It's a looping component. We close the loop here. We open the loop here. Okay, and inside which we are going to just refer yes. So you can use output text or anything you can use here inside this, but you are going to refer yes here. So what will happen? It's like it goes in a loop. It takes one element, the first element, right? 0 index Ranjit will store it, will copy to this variable and resolve that variable. So the first iteration, this will display Ranjit. Then again it goes to the next iteration, right? This will come from iteration 1. So iteration 1 will get a value Ranjit, and again iteration 2 will run and you get the value Siva. So like that it will goes in a loop. So once the last element is reached, it will come out. So any of these table component can be used. right? Okay. So, but what is the rule here? Before referring any variable in your Visualforce page, the variable should be declared as a property. The variable should be declared as a property. So I'm going to declare as a public. So what is the data type? String, open and close bracket, students, get set. Let me, you have to declare like this. Then again, declaration is not required. That's it. So this is the one you are going to should understand it. That's all. So this is how we are going to do your, we are going to display your array. So these are Apex and this is going to be a Visualforce page. People got this? So there shouldn't be any confusion here. It's quite simple basics we are discussing about, right? So which is more important? If you know these basics, you'll write the program. You'll start writing your Apex class. It's very basics. So declare the get set variable and initialize with array element values here. Then I can refer the students in the form of by using any of the looping component. Okay, because we're going to do the iteration. Take one element, copy here, and do your logic. Takes another element, copy to the variable, and do the logic. Perform the logic. So till when the last element is reached, when the last element Praveen is retrieved, then the loop will come out. These are the looping component we can use. Got me? So let's this is my class. So what are you going to do? We're going to declare this as get set variable. I don't need a declaration here. Okay. Okay. So this is my declaration here, and then I go to the Visualforce page. Sorry. So this is a controller. Just to add some section and title. Okay. So table component, data list, value, students. What is the variable name? Students. Yes. Preview. Then names here. You will good with this? You will good with this? That's how you'll declare the array.
Yes, sir.
This is your class and this is a So create array to store. Create an array. Okay. Create an array to store 5 city names and display the city one by one in the page. Okay. So you can try this. So we have seen the primitive type, right? So how to display the array of S object records? We have seen the primitive type. We are going to see how to display the list of array S object record. So we'll take this example. Okay, I take the previous one. Okay, I have a account. So these are the records I have. Okay, so this one I would like to display it in my Visualforce page. So what example you are going to see? So create. Okay, so this is the one I'm going to have in Visualforce page. Sorry, Apex. Got me? So what I'm going to do, instead of going with the in this format, I would like to do like in this format, different static initialization format. New account, close bracket, A1 comma A2 comma A3. We'll go to this. That's it. So this set of code we are going to have it in your Apex class. Okay, the same thing we are going to follow what we did for displaying the array of string. So now we are going to display array of accounts. Okay, so account X controller, account X controller, we do this. So what is the rule? Actually we are going to refer these accounts. So we know accounts variable can be referred with by using any of these component. Okay, any of these component I can use. We are going to display the table name, industry, in case if you have phone number. I'm going to display the phone numbers. Okay, something like this. So we can use any of these component. So before refer this variable, it should be a get set variable. Okay, so I don't need this declaration again. We are just going to use this variable, okay, and initialize with the values. Now go to your Visualforce page. right? Page block table, sorry, page block, page block table. Any of the component I can use, value, var. What are you going to refer in the value? This variable name. And we are going to refer the one field by using column. So what is going to have? Every time it's going to have one element from this array. What is one element? One element is nothing but your account variable. One element is nothing but account variable. Okay. Then now we are going to refer a field from the account in this record. We have the value for name, industry, phone. So we are going to refer with the dot notation. So now the A is going to have a record. See, I'm just including a comment here. So in the first, every time is A is going to have a one account record, right? The first time A is going to have A1. In the first iteration, A is going to have A1. So A dot name. We are referring this variable only, right? Now the A1 value, the first element value, A1 is copied here. So A1 dot name. Similarly, A1 dot industry, A1 dot phone. If you refer any other field other than this three field, you will get null value only because we don't pass any value here, right? We didn't assign any value. Okay. Similarly, in the next iteration, A is going to have A2 and it display the value. So like that, we get a values here. Okay. So array of accounts. So get the values like this, right? You get a highlighted background highlighted cursor is showing highlighting every row because we used page block table, which will give a standard look and feel. How we are able to bring the label here? It's a property of the column component. When it's a child to page block table, and if you are referring any object field, Salesforce object field here, by using page block table and column, it will display the label automatically. Got me? So same thing. You can also use data table also. Am I right? You can also use data table also. Instead of page block table, I'm going to use data table. Okay. When you're using data table, what will happen? It will not give the Salesforce look and feel. It just give the data in the form of table. That's all. But we are going to add our own custom look and feel by going with this inbuilt CSS. So there is a attribute called rules. I'm going to add a row-wise rules here. It means it will add a row-wise rules, and by using cell padding, we just add some space between this cell. Okay, we got this, and I'm going to add some border here. So there is attribute frame. I give border here. It's going to add a border to the table. But what about labels? Label has gone because only if you use if you are referring object field by using column as a child to page block table, you get the label. But now the data table is a parent component, right? Then you lost the label. It will not come. It will not default take the label. We have to give the label here by using header value. So these things we have discussed. Spend time on it. How do you size functions in VF? Display the record data. What is this? See, that's a function in your Apex side. That's Apex language. Okay, so Apex language cannot be used here. Only apex variable you are referring, apex method you are calling, but apex logic is size method, open and close bracket size method is part of your, we have size method in the Visualforce function. Okay, that will be discussed later. But the size method, whatever we discussed, it's an array function. It's a part of your apex. Okay. Right. People got the clarity on this? How did we display the list of S object records? So this is your apex class, and this is your VF page. Okay, so similarly, you can try this example. Exercise for you. So declare array to 6 exercise. Do this. Okay. Okay. Now we are going to see what is a for loop, traditional for loop statement. Traditional for loop. Okay. It means in Apex, I can do the looping. You remember when we discussed about the looping component, traditional for loop, right? What is the format of traditional for loop? You have a initialization part and your exit condition here, and you have increment or decrement here. Okay, open and close bracket. So using traditional for loop, my requirement is display the array element one by one in the log using traditional for loop, right? So this array I have. So this array I have. I like to display this element one by one in the log. So how we are going to do? For integer so whenever you know how to get one element from the array, right? So how to get one element? By referring the index. So we start from index 0. We start from index 0 till what index you're going to go here? Till the index 4. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So my last index is 4. It will run the logic. When it reaches 5, it will come out because it's exit condition. The second one is exit condition. Am I right? So we increment every time. We increment the counter every time. Okay. And this is going to play as a counter as well as index. So every time it goes to the logic, we are going to get one element from the array by referring index. So index is nothing but your I. First time it's going to be 0. Second time it goes incremented and check the exit condition. Okay, it is true, so it goes to the logic. So loop goes like this, right? Start from 0, 0, you get the value range, and then it goes increment and check the exit condition, right? The first time it will go and check this condition first. 0, yes, it's true. then it goes here. Then again increment and check, increment and check, like that it goes, right? So this is how will display a element of your array one by one in your log. So I'm going to display in a log. So system dot debug. Make sense? You will follow this? So get the values here, right? We could do this. I think all of you are familiar with the for loop, traditional for loop, right? Everyone is familiar with the traditional for loop. We already discussed about that. Okay. Right. See, just take the examples. We need not hard code the size here every time. We know how to get the size of the array. People know how to get the size of the array. So this can also be written as, instead of give the hard coded value, we know how to get the size dot size. Okay. So either this approach or this approach. So this is a better approach, right? We need not hard code it. The size you can directly get it. So declare array with 5 with 5 salary. Okay, with 5 salary value. And display in the log one by one. Okay, so decimal salary is equal to new okay, some value here. So we're going to display. So same thing, you're going to follow this, follow here. Okay, so here till the last element, right? So salaries till the last element. So every time we're going to display the salaries. Array name, we pass index here. Get all the salary values. Okay, so this is my example 2, example 1. Okay, now in the same example I have requirement. So to I, for example, okay, I have a requirement display the salary, right? Display the salaries only if it is greater than 1000. This is my requirement. So display only if it is greater than 1000. So we are going to have if condition here. So what I'm going to check, salaries, open and close bracket, I, we are going to check whether it is greater than 1000. Then we are going to display this. Got me? Debug. So now whatever the values is greater than 1000, only that is going to be displayed. Okay, only if salary is 1000, that is going to be displayed. So, excluding 1000. You will got this. I have another requirement here. Sum up all the salaries. Okay, and store it into a variable. Then display in the log. Okay, store in a variable and display that variable in the log, and display the total in the log. Right? So we're going to repeat this. We need to sum up. Okay. So we're going to sum up salaries. How to get one salary value? With this format. Hello. Will you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Sorry, I lost my connection. So now the connection is connected through my data card. So might be very slow. Okay. So just adjust for today. Okay, might be slow. So hope you understand. Just adjust for today. Right. So I would like to sum up the values. So I get values, every salary value is like this. And I'm going to sum up into another variable now. That's it. It's just a logic. Okay. It's just a logic you're going to write. So we're going to declare one variable here to get all the total salaries. Okay. And every time we're going to do this. That's it. Right. So every iteration, I'm going to add the salaries with the total, and again in every iteration I'm going to get the next element in the array and add it. Then finally I'm going to display the total. I got the total here. We got this. Declare the array of 3 account records with below values. Okay, we have a name of the account, rating field, industry. That's enough. Okay, right. So this is my account record. Energy. Okay, like this. I also do have a annual revenue here. Like this. First you have to prepare the record. First you have to create the record. Am I right? Right? So education. Well, 15,000. We will go to this 3 warm apparel 30,000. So it's hot. I have 4 records now. Right? Right, we got this. Got me. So now my requirement is display the account record one by one in the log from the array accounts. We are talking about this array, right? My requirement is for against this example 3i. Okay, so what are you going to do? A traditional for loop. Using traditional for loop, you are going to do this. The index start from 0. So when you are going to exit, we are going to exit at the end of the array, last element, right? So when the index is less than the size, yes, we are going to exit the loop. Okay. So we are going to display the one account record. So one account record is nothing but A1, A2, right? Every element in the array is an account record. So system.debug accounts, open and close bracket. We are going to pass index every time. We will go to this. So we have the data here. We initialize the data with the array and we iterate the array and display an account record in every looping. So got the account record here. Right. We will go to this 3, 2, display the account, the name of the account, need a name this time, not the account record. I need name. I need a name alone. For every account record, I need a name. So what I will do? This will display one account record. How to get the name? By dot notation, refer the field, you will get the name. Which field you are referring? That field, right? Or else what you will do? Instead of doing this, you will also store into another variable every time. A equal to, then you will go here, a.name. Make sense? You have to follow this. So this will also display the name. Display the name only if industry is okay. So display the name only if industry of that account is higher education. Okay. Okay, or pipe symbol, or the industry is education. Just hold on for a minute. Is this fine now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So right. So index is education, then display the name. Accounts. Name. So only the first two records displayed belongs to education in the energy or education, right? Sum up all the annual revenues. Sum up all the annual revenues. So what do you do? The same thing. Okay. So we are going to sum up the annual revenue. That's it, right? I hope you are able to all follow this. This for exercise. We'll got this. This for exercise. The requirement within this, display the Opportunity record. Right, so we try to do this exercise, all of you. All of you are good with this? So we'll connect on Monday then. I'll upload some exercise here for your arrays here. Again, I will upload some exercise in my second of today for your practice. Okay. So just go with the exercise, whatever I given, we cover. And I will also upload some exercise for your practice in my second of today.
And Ranjit, actually, I wanted the access of your development videos. So, is there a way that you can email me?
Yes. I cannot do it. The people, front desk will have access. You can email them, copy to me.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
Okay. Happy weekend to all of you. See you on Monday.
Thanks. Bye.
Thank you, sir.